Now let's talk about snow and ice. I have a huge compassion for the ice and the snow around the world. They are vitally important. This is a beginning we start to understand climate change. What is cryosphere? Every water molecule that is frozen on the surface of the land. This is a picture of north of Alaska. You can see how massive this sea ice is. And where are they? Mainly they are in Arctic area and in the Antarctic area. And both areas now are melting at a very alarming speed. And many scientists concerned about disappearing of the ice. And some of the snow and ice that could be existed in between, like the high mountain top, and they are disappearing too. The kinds of the ice snow we usually talk about are snow and ice, sea ice, glacier, ice shelves, ice sheets, icebergs. So we're going to look briefly at every one of them. Remember that the major cryosphere exists in North and the South poles. What are glaciers? Watch this video. This is a very nice video. Where's my cursor? Let me see. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, watch this YouTube video. Usually I will watch a dozen of videos before I choose one for you. Usually those videos are very short and they are very good. So please go ahead and watch it so you have a better understanding of glaciers. Long story short, glaciers are thick masses of ice on land. Their major significance is to shape the landforms, carve the rivers, carve the valleys, and affect the climate. So where are the ice sheets and ice caps? As I just told you, it's in the Arctic area and the Antarctic area. If this area, the ice are melted, the sea level would rise about 6 meters. And if all the ice in Antarctic area melted, the sea level will rise about 60 meters. So the whole world will be flooded, almost. The ice caps, the difference between the ice sheets and ice caps is ice sheets are much more bigger. And the ice caps are smaller ones, spreading in every direction. And this picture shows the Antarctic ice sheet. What are the ice shelves? The ice shelves looks like this. It's a thick chunk of ice floating on the ocean, and it's the extending form of the ice sheets or ice caps. And these, you can see the major ice shelves, they have different cute names, and this is the area they are, how big they are. And they are permanent floating sheets of ice that connect to land mass. And the Ross, I think, is the biggest one, 472,000 square kilometers. And this is where those ice shelves are. Now, permafrost. And I check your assignment when there's one student say polar bears and the penguins, they live in the tundra area. Well, that's getting very close, but not quite right. Polar bears and penguins are living in the Arctic and Antarctic areas. However, the permafrost, which exists in tundra, is a lower latitude area adjacent to the Arctic. So, but what by seeing the colors here, the deeper, the more frozen. So this is where the permafrost is around the Arctic Ocean. And if you cut the permafrost vertically, it looks like this. And those ice and the snow exist there for a long, long time. And now they start to melt. That kind of mess up people's lives. And also mess up the landform infrastructure, the lives of the wildlife living. I want you to watch these two videos. The first is to explain to you what is permafrost. And the second one is thawing of the permafrost can revive very deadly viruses. So when our ice world is melting, there's a lot of things can happen. Our climate will change. And the dangerous is there's a lot of deadly germs will be waking up from sleeping. And I want you to watch those two videos. I think the last thing I want to talk about here is the albedo effect. The sea ice is also part of the cryosphere and cover about 15% of the ocean. So normally when we have nice ice on top of the ocean, they reflect 90% of the sunshine. So imagine now a lot of snow, a lot of sea ice has been melted. There's no mirror like this on top of the ocean. So majority of the heat from the sunshine will be absorbed by the water. And this is very tremendous change because thinking about melting of the ice world, the cryosphere, this will greatly accelerate the speed of melting of the sea ice. It's just getting it much, much worse, and they melt much, much faster now. And I also have a video here for you to watch. This explains how the melting of the sea ice interact with the ocean currents, which makes things even get worse. And also, melting of the sea ice will revive some of the ocean viruses, germs, and that kills a lot of ocean creatures. So why is frozen water so important? It contributes to rise of sea levels and disrupt ocean currents, which is a very scary thing. Imagine if you watch the YouTube videos, I really wish you do. Imagine those Gulf streams then suddenly stopped, and the churning mixture of the ocean suddenly stopped, and we will have a lot of extreme weather on all parts of the world, which is so scary too. It's too scary to imagine. And of course, it contributes to global climate changes.